markets. St. Lucia Prime Minister presses OECS to finally act on free trade. And Donald Trump speculates about regime change in Iran after U.S. strikes. We'll have sports as well. The details in a moment.
Soft Weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New Soft Weave Total Hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide.
Soft Weave. Quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
We thank you for joining us this morning. I am Ivolo John Baptist Luge. In the news, the Dominica Export-Import Agency, Dexia, has reached a trade milestone with the export of plantains to U.S. markets. Cleve Seja is market development specialist at Dexia.
Dexia has now completed 2 trial shipments of plantains to the U.S. market, and that's some 41,000 pounds of plantains, and 31 or 30 farmers have been impacted so far. We are now preparing for our 3rd shipment of another 20,500 pounds this week. And this is in keeping with Dexia's mandate to position Dominica as a source of sustainable fresh produce and to partner with us as a reliable partner for the provision of fresh produce from the Caribbean and from Dominica more so. And this is the culmination of a number of programs and projects. Number one, the multipurpose pack houses. The multipurpose pack houses was initiated as Dominica's trading tool to be able to sort, to grade, to package, to store, and to distribute, and most importantly, to purchase from farmers. And we've seen that come together beautifully, that we can capture such a market, or at least we can send trial shipments to such a market. We've also seen a success story out of the ILCREP program, which saw the distribution of plantlets, tissue culture plantlets to farmers, and that has caused an expansion in the planting stock on island and the capacity of farmers to provide consistently quality plantings for export.
And that was the market development specialist at Dexia, Cleve Seja. In more news this morning, the Dominica Hospitals Authority, the DHA, has condemned the circulation of a video on social media that displays a patient in a compromising state. In a statement, the Dominica Hospitals Authority said this unfortunate incident has raised serious concerns. The Dominica Hospitals Authority further stated that it remains resolute in its commitment to providing quality health care in a confidential and safe environment for all patients. The statement said this is an unfortunate situation and is clearly at variance with the overwhelming commendations by the family, recognizing the efforts of the trauma team in effectively managing their loved one. This was reinforced by the overseas medical facility to which the patient was successfully transferred. The Dominica Hospitals Authority noted that it strongly condemns the circulation of such a video in the public domain and is fully committed to aggressively investigating the matter and will deal severely with any staff member found to be responsible or involved in the breach of privacy and trust. The top performing schools for the 2025 Grade 6 National Assessment have been released. Senior Education Officer for Curriculum, Measurement and Evaluation, Candia Robinson, says the top performing schools have come from the various districts.
Now, it does not mean that everybody got scholarships, but the students performed well, exceptionally well, right? So you have Clifton Primary, top in the list. It's one student, but student did well. Compared to Pioneer, number 2, with 18 students. Savon Pi, I am so excited for Savon Pi. Savon Pi, there are 2 students. Berrien Christian Academy with 11. Ebenezer, 21 students. Warner Primary School with 9 students. Convent Preparatory with 44 students. Cooley Bistri, 4 students. Petit Savan with 11 students. Christian Union Primary with 20 students. St. Martin Primary, 74 students. Penville Primary, 6 students.
And that was Senior Education Officer for Curriculum, Measurement and Evaluation, Candia Robinson. The results of the Grade 6 National Assessment released at the weekend showed St. Martin's Primary School student Amelia Steven of St. Martin's School in first place, while Peyton Hilaire of Petit Savan Primary in second place, Kasnaya Kazemi of Newton Primary placed third, Kinaya Revere of St. John's Primary fourth, and Eliana Girodel of St. Martin's Primary School in fifth place. Petit Savan Primary School teacher Anisha Hilaire is the mother of Peyton Hilaire, the second best student of the Grade 6 National Assessment.
Well, as a teacher, I instill in my daughter the same that I would do in class. And as a teacher, we always have that extra work or something to do with our children, always keeping them occupied. So my daughter, she also was very enthusiastic in doing her work. Hardly any problem to get her to do her work. So I guess that's what worked for her. There were 11 students, 6 girls and 5 boys. I think that a few of them, about 4 or 5 others, may have done just well, very well.
What does that mean for the Petit Savan Primary School? You are relocated for the last how many years, and you're able to achieve so well in these exams?
Well, it tells me that even if we are not in a village setting, but the teachers are quite motivated and dedicated to what they are doing, and that's why our students continue to excel.
Petit Savan Primary School teacher Anisha Hilaire. Director of Business Training Center Lucia Stedman has announced that the institution expanded by gaining GED testing center status. She says this is a major milestone for Business Training Center. Her statement came at the graduation ceremony of Business Training Center at the People's Pentecostal Family and Friends Church on Friday.
We are proud to announce that BTC has recently become an official GED testing center, a blessing that came exceedingly abundantly above what we initially envisioned, expanding our capacity to serve individuals seeking to complete their high school equivalency. This milestone represents God's favor, opening new pathways to education for all members of our community. So to expound a little on what the GED is, for those of you who are familiar with the high school diploma system in the Commonwealth of Dominica and in the Caribbean, when we attend the regular high school, and we do a group of CXC courses. We are given a high school diploma at the end of the year or at the end of 5 years or whatever the school requirement is. The GED high school diploma is the international version of that. For students who dropped out of high school in whatever country, you can focus on the GED high school diploma, and that will give you entry into boarding schools, into any entry-level college, including, I hope, our very own Dominica State College.
Director of Business Training Center, Lucia Stedman. She says Business Training Center will continue its expansion with the launch of BTC Antigua and Dutch St. Martin branches.
As we celebrate today's accomplishments, we are already preparing for tomorrow's opportunities. BTC has a strategic plan, and you will see it unfold perhaps next week when we launch the BTC Antigua and the BTC St. Martin, Dutch St. Martin branch. As we speak, we are in the process of signing MOUs with Dominican businesses that exist in those two countries to allow Dominicans who reside in these two countries the opportunity to tap into Dominica's education. So look out for us, and we thank you so much for your support in our innovation as we provide hybrid education.
And that was the Director of Business Training Center, Lucia Stedman. St. Lucia Prime Minister Philippe Jeper issued a blunt critique of the OECS's sluggish progress on regional integration, warning that years of delays in fulfilling treaty commitments, particularly on the free movements of goods, are undermining the economic union's promise to improve citizens' lives. Speaking at the 7th OECS Assembly on the theme, Strengthening Regional Unity in a Shifting Global Order, Pierre did not mince words, saying the organization should not still be scrambling to implement a revised treaty that took effect in 2011. He pushed for urgent passage of 5 key bills to fast-track the free circulation of goods, a cornerstone of the revised Treaty of Basse-Terre. He warned against distraction and policy inconsistency, urging the OECS to maintain steady commitment. For Pierre, the success of the economic union hinges on its tangible impact on the lives of ordinary citizens. And U.S. President Donald Trump has raised the possibility of a change in leadership in Iran after his country joined Israel in striking Iranian nuclear facilities. On Sunday, Trump posted on social media to ask, why would there not be a regime change? His remarks came after other top U.S. officials stressed that toppling Iran's leaders was not the aim of Saturday's military action, during which U.S. bombers targeted 3 sites in an effort to curtail Tehran's nuclear program. Trump has previously criticized U.S. involvement in overseas conflicts, including in Iraq, where the U.S. and its allies toppled the regime of Saddam Hussein in 2003. Saturday's strikes on 3 separate sites in Iran by the U.S. came after a week of hostilities between Israel and Iran, triggered by an effort by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to wipe out Iran's nuclear research program. That's how we end the morning news. We have sports coming up shortly. Just to recap the headlines, the Dominica Export-Import Agency reaches a trade milestone with export to the U.S. markets. St. Lucia Prime Minister presses OECS to finally act on free trade, and Donald Trump speculates about regime change in Iran after U.S. strikes. Sports is next.
Hey, you. Who? You. Me? Yeah. Are you looking for a quality milk that is rich, tastes good, and budget-friendly? Then Alba Milk is perfect for you. Alba Milk contains zinc, vitamin A, C, D3, calcium, and iron, and is 28% butterfat. It's an instant full cream milk powder and dissolves quickly and lump-free. Alba Milk is available in 3 different sizes, 400, 900, and 1800 grams. So, add Alba Milk to the list the next time you shop.
Distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Welcome to the Morning Sports Report. We begin with football news. Defending DFA Premier League champion Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC dropped points from a winning position for the second consecutive match as round 2 of the DFA Premier League got underway last weekend. The defending champs were held to a 1-1 draw against Sagicor South East on Saturday. Makoni Roye put Dubla in front in the first half, but Trey Douglas made Dubla pay for their missed chances as he got the equalizer for South East in the second half. South East goalkeeper Mervyn Johnson was the man of the match.
Yeah, man, we came to win because we know we have it. We have the experience. Just getting, because we have a few new players, so just getting everything together, getting team chemistry. I think we've been working on that lately, so I think it shows today on the pitch.
You had a number of big saves, especially in that first half, which really kept your team in the game.
Yes. I just came out from ankle injury, so I started feeling my agility and my fitness coming back nice. So, yeah, man, again, it was all for the team.
All right, and let's talk about the fighting character from your team, because a goal down against Dubla, but yet still they kept, their game plan, and, they took their chance when they got it.
Yeah, they came like we came like game plan too, because we know their vulnerability, we know our strengths, and we decided to play with that.
All right, and what does this draw say about your team in the end?
Well, as we said, we know we had not the best first round, but because we had some injuries, including myself, but we plan to come back strong in the second round.
And that was Southeast goalkeeper Mervyn Johnson. Dubla moved to 24 points and are still undefeated for the season. But Dubla head coach Malcolm Bertrand says the recent results are worrying.
I'm not satisfied with my team. They know what we're trying to work on. We're not even concentrating on Dominica football for now. We're thinking of CFU, and we need to be better than that if we're going to compete in the CFU, basically. That's what I can see.
Dubla dominated the game in the first half, but at the end, nothing really to show for it. You know, how concerned are you with the chances that you guys are missing up front?
Well, it's a big problem for us because if we cannot score locally with so many chances, I kind of question what's going to happen in the CFU. So, for me, it is a bigger picture than locally. I'm more concerned about our style of play and why we're throwing so much chances. But we'll see what happens in our next game.
Missing Brielle Thomas and then Chad Bertrand went down with that injury. Of course, key losses for your team this evening?
Well, it's a team game, and yes, the two players are very good players. I would say they are professional players. But the bench is skilled enough to do what we're supposed to do. It's just that we didn't execute properly in the second half.
And that was Dubla head coach Malcolm Bertrand. Meantime, second place Belfast Estate Maho Soccer Strikers and the Roosevelt Carried Bombers played to a high-scoring draw at the Benjamin Spark. That game ended 4-4. Usher George and Davon George scored for the Bombers, who also benefited from 2 own goals, while Jemo Talbot, Francis Luke, Dylan Augustine and Michael Hector Jr. scored for Maho. Maho moved to 21 points with the draw. The biggest mover up the points table for round 2 was Valvoline United as they pounded Promex Harlem 7-0 to move to 18 points on the points table and 3rd place. Kian Thomas got a hat-trick while Jahil Alexander got 2 and Ethan Nicholas and Turi Christmas got a goal each. We United captain is Randall Copel.
Well, you know already. We can't play the game to win today. We needed goals. We need goal difference. We train as a team. We say we're going to execute what we train, and we do just that.
How important was it, to kick off the second round with this win, as you hope to keep your title hopes alive?
And again, as you can see, it was 15 points. 3 of us, and we 4 points also with 15. 3 teams. So we needed a goal difference and the win to help us go up today there.
All right, let's talk about Kian Thomas and the impact that he had on the game this afternoon.
And again, Kian is a man. He come in the game, he doing this thing. He come, he train. Why we doing training? He come, he execute it, and it's that we doing. So again, he's a player you can look up to. He come on the field, he'll score for you, he'll do his best.
And that was We United captain Randall Copel, and DSFC came from 2 goals down to secure a 3-3 draw with Middleham United last night at the DFA Technical Center, and Connect 767 East Central picked up their first win of the season, getting past Petro-Caribe Point Michelle. East Central put on their best performance of the season as they put 5 past Point Michelle. Kurt Stout, Shumani Graham, Nilbert Thomas, Randolph Peltier and Alicia Roll got a goal each as East Central won by 5-2. Kyle Del Sol and Daniel Dupini scored for Point Michelle. The win moves East Central to 5 points and into 9th place on the points table. Basketball news now. Peebush Super Eagles opened up the 2025 national basketball season with a comfortable win on the weekend. The Eagles took down the returning Trafalgar-based Hilltop Prowlers as that tournament got underway Saturday night at the Massac Indoor facility. Lenin Paul had a team-high 16 points, and Shamar Felicity added 13, with Ethan Boland getting 12, as the Eagles won 68-55. Craig St. Rose at 18, Edgar George 13, and Bernard Mills 11 points for the Prowlers. A half-century from Alec Athanaze and an all-round performance from Vincent Lewis were among the highlights from last weekend's trial match at the Benjamin Spark as Dominica continues with preparations for the upcoming Windward Islands Senior Men's Cricket Tournament. Athanaze got 55 and Vincent Lewis 43 as they piloted the Alec Athanaze 11 to a score of 213 all out in 45.3 overs batting first. Courtney Anselm picked up 3 for 23, Kavem Hodge 2 for 25 for the Jelani Robinson 11. The Robinson 11 in reply were bowled out for 132. Jed Joseph and Akan Edwards scored 27 runs each. Tyrone Theophile bagged 4 for 8, Joel Dura 2 for 11, Jason Vidal 2 for 28, and Vincent Lewis 1 for 22. The Alec Athenes 11 won by 81 runs. More cricket news. Hayley Matthews was the usual star with bat and ball as the West Indies beat South Africa in the second T20 on Sunday, setting up a series decider in the third T20 later today. The South Africans made 113 for 6 in their 20 overs batting first. Afi Fletcher took 2 for 13, Karishma Ramarak 2 for 25, and Hayley Matthews 1 for 15. The Windies, in reply, hit 116 for 4 in 19.2 overs, with Hayley Matthews getting 63 not out. Matthews was named player of the match.
Yeah, well, I think we were only chasing 113. However, it was quite a difficult wicket to bat on. So I felt like I just really wanted to give myself a chance early and get set at the crease and I guess kind of be the stabilizer throughout the innings.
So I suppose the message for the other batters was to try to take it on whilst you solidified the base for the team?
Yeah, I think we had a few players coming like Shanisha Hector who had a clear role of kind of just going at it a bit harder. But yeah, look, I think for me, I really just wanted to stay till the end of the innings. I knew if I was there at the end, we would have had a really good chance of winning, and the other girls were able to come in and support me.
Yeah, the first victory for you guys against this opposition in 4 meetings now after losing 4 in a row. What pleased you the most about this victory?
I think just our comeback. They would obviously gotten 180 odd last match and probably smashed us about a bit. And we knew we had a lot to correct with the ball, and I think the fight that we showed with the ball, executing our plans, but also the way we went about it in the field too, making sure that we starved them of any easy boundaries.
And that was player of the match, Hayley Matthews. The 3-match series is leveled at 1-1. The third T20 got underway at 2 p.m. today. West Indies fast bowler Shamar Joseph has copped the coveted prize of the West Indies Test Player of the Year. He did so at the WIPA or WIPA Awards last night in Barbados. Joseph played a crucial role in the West Indies' historic win over Australia in 2024, where he picked up 7 wickets to guide the West Indies to victory. Joseph beat Jaden Seals, Alzari Joseph, Craig Brathwaite and Kavem Hodge for the award. Meantime, Shea Hope was named ODI Player of the Year. The Men's T20 Player of the Year was Alzari Joseph. Mikhail Louis was named the Championship Player of the Year. The Regional T20 Player of the Year was Nicholas Sporan. Justin Graves was named the Regional Super 50 Overs Player of the Year. The Women's T20 Player of the Year and ODI Player of the Year was Hayley Matthews. The 1975 World Cup winning team was also recognized at the event. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy says there is no personal vendetta against Kavem Hodge and Alec Athenes and says the reason to drop them was based solely on recent performances. The cricketing public in Dominica has been up in arms over the dropping of the 2 players. Sammy says that the performances over the years were not up to standard.
I think we're doing Hodge and Kavem a disservice by glorifying an average of 25 in Test cricket, thinking that myself and Miles and whoever and Jamal has some personal vendetta, against any player. We are trying to create an environment that, breeds success, breeds excellence, and we need to keep on challenging. And it shows the state our cricket is right now, when players or batsmen averaging below 35 seems undroppable in our system, and that shows how poor our system is, for us to be really talking about a 25 average. And I don't think, for me, and for the direction we're heading, I don't think that will not bring us success. And if I'm pretty sure Hodge and Kavem, they're listening, and any other young cricketer in the team that we're trying to build, and the stuff that we have to do in order for us to compete against Australia, we cannot glorify those type of performances. And this test cycle starting fresh, we're trying to create a direction, trying to create a brand and explaining roles that is required for that brand and for it to be executed in order for us to be successful. So I do understand Dominicans. I'm pretty sure when I was not playing for a West Indies team, St. Lucians would feel the same way. And that's why I have vowed as a leader to not bring my emotions into my decision making.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. And finally, in the morning sports reports, Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom says the West Indies are moving in another direction with the non-inclusion of Kemar Roach for the Test series against Australia. Roach, who is the West Indies leading wicket taker in Test cricket among active bowlers, is not in the 16-man squad for the series, which is not in the 16 in the leading. He's not. Let's take this again. Roach, who is the West Indies leading wicket taker in Test cricket among active bowlers, is not in the 16-man squad for the series, which gets underway next week in Barbados. Bascom says that while Roach will still have a role to play with the team, the time has come for the West Indies to explore other fast bowling options.
Kemar has been excellent for West Indies, and we had the conversation with him. We spoke to him. We let him know the direction that we wanted to go. And it was no slight on what he has done for West Indies cricket, right? But again, we are planning World Test Championship 27 on to 29. And at some point we have to be able to really put down some markers that we are planning for the future, right? So yes, it wasn't the easiest of conversations to have, and it's difficult in one breath to tell someone that you're moving on, but in the same breath try to get them to understand that that it's no slight on their contribution to West Indies cricket. But as I said, I just wanted to ensure that we had that conversation early out of respect for what he did. So myself, the head coach, we were part of that discussion. But yeah, I think that at some point we had to move on, and at the start of a new Test championship, I think it's a good a time as any.
Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom. It's on that note that we end the DBS Morning News and Sports. We invite you to join us at 1:15 for another major package. Towards the end, we'll have a few sporting highlights. And at 11 o'clock, we'll have a news preview. On behalf of the news desk and the sports desk as well, and our links personnel, Milia Joseph Dennis, I am Ivona John Baptist Luge. Good morning.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on MoBanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on MoBanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into MoBanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.